This is Dart Stream Live. This is Dart Stream Live.
Ladies and gents, welcome to Dartstream Live. I'm Ben Hunter, as always, and got some really special guests today, fresh off the back of winning the Modus Super Series Champions Week. We have Mr. Ray Smith, and joined with his leader, I suppose, in Team Misfits, Greg Walsh. G'day, gents. How are we?
Hey, Benny, how you going?
Going bloody well. Look, first of all, Ray, the man of the moment, got to hit you up 20,000 bloody pounds, or Aussie, 40,000 Aussie dollars, almost 36 grand, I think, in Australian. And you bring that home from the UK, mate. How does it feel?
Probably a bit of relief more than anything. Yeah, with all the renos I'm doing on my house at the moment, it comes in handy.
Yeah, absolutely. Explain to us. For a lot of Australians, this Motor Super Series things, it's pretty much a new thing. Explain to us the process of you getting firstly into the Super Series, then Champions Week. How did that all pan out for you?
Yeah, I think the run I had last year in the PDC Worlds got my name out there, and Phil Bars gave me a message on Facebook, asked if I was interested in playing the Modus League. I didn't know what it was at the time, and so yeah, I had a look at it online. I thought that looks amazing, so I'm going to have a crack. So I went and played that before the Worlds this year. I was lucky enough to win the week. So if you win the week, you get invited back after 12 weeks of competition, and the 12 champions from the 12 weeks play off.
And look, it is a pretty stiff competition. It's pretty much it's all just non-tour card holders, correct? PDC tour card holders. So it's all, you know, players that have relinquished their tour card or have not quite got broken into that scene. Yeah,
and also the players like myself from around the world that can't get into international events regularly. So it's open to anyone that doesn't have a tour card. But the standard of players that they had there, there's I think the semi-final played a young fella Slevin, and he got his tour card not long after. So yeah.
And Greg, look, the one thing that I noticed with the format of the Super Series is, from your point of view, you're sending your Team Misfits, you're sending guys like Ray over to the UK to compete at that level, and if he bombs out the first game, still got a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. It's like a second life, and so if you don't top the group from the first day, you move into the Thursday and the Friday for a second bite in two separate groups to be able to get into the finals with that guy who does top Group A and goes through.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it's sort of like a round robin, and then they add in the other groups afterwards. Is that how it works, Ray?
Yeah, so you got 6 players from the start. Your Group A, you play 3 days of round robin. Your top player goes through to or automatically qualifies for the Saturday finals night. Second, third, and fourth, I think they go into Group B, and 2 players join them in Group B. 2 additional players that didn't play in the first 3 days. They play two days of round robin. Your top 3 go through in that one, and your bottom 2 out of Group A join. I think there's 3 or 4 other players at that. Sorry, I think there's only 2 players. 2 and 3 go through to Group B, and then 4, 5, and 6 go into Group C, and they play off for 2 spots with 3 added players. So
and when they first started it, it was kind of it was supposed to be sort of hush about the money, prize money, and all that sort of stuff. I think you were saying you were contracted not to say, but it's like everybody saying it all over the internet now. I think they're probably proud of the fact that they've got a good kitty up there. Certainly the finals money was definitely advertised, but along the way, so you go over there for as a qualifier or as an invitee or whatever. What happens, as you play, are you getting paid for every game you play, or you get paid as you win, or how does that work?
You get a levy per day. So, you get a couple of dollars per day to play, and covers most of your expenses and what have you. And yeah, I mean, even if you're in Group A and your top Group A, you still get paid for the Thursday and Friday as well.
Yeah, righto. Look, we're going to cross to Greg and talk about some options with ADC in a minute, but let's just have a quick squiz, and I'll put no audio on this, but this is Ray Smith winning the Champions Week final here against Matt Clark. We'll just whack this up and have a look. Matt's obviously a fair way out of it. It's first to 4, 3 apiece, and you've got 96 left. Ray, how you feeling?
To be honest, I was a little bit nervy because I was getting smacked on his walk. I don't think I made it under 100 on his walk the first 3 attempts. Then I put one high and it was just sitting beautifully. And I thought, my line's perfect here. I've got to go at it. And
boom. And that double 8 just smacked it. It didn't look like it was going anywhere else. All week long, there's no crowd pretty much. It's dead. That you could hear a pin drop in that auditorium, right?
Yeah.
And then finals night, there's an audience there, quite a crowd, and amazing amount of support for you. Was that did you expect that?
Yes and no. I've got I won't say I got a little following over there, but I go around and talk to a lot of people as well. So yeah. But I mean, a lot of people had a lot of support there as well. I mean, they're all just lovely people. So I mean, the first time I was there, fantastic. Second time I was there, it was fantastic. So, yeah, the crowd were just appreciating good darts, I suppose.
And I saw you hand over your darts to one of the young fellas there at the end of it, who was following you the whole game through. You could see he was watching every dart in.
Yeah, young Mackenzie from Portsmouth Juniors. I went down there on Monday night and had a look at him, and I had a good conversation with him. Even for a young guy, he seemed to know a lot about the game. So we had some really good conversations.
Cool. Over to you now, Greg. We're talking about this Motor Super Series, and the great opportunity is for Australians to go over there. And through the ADC now, you guys have got a couple of spots up for grabs coming out at Pine next month. Is this month? No, next month, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, next month from the 17th, 18th, 19th, 2 spots will be given away with a couple thousand towards flights too. So that helps every bit. Sorry, I'm sitting right next where. Yeah, so we will name one who will be the tour topper, who ends up topping the tour after the last event, plus whoever wins the Sunday event as well. And then it's double points, so Pine will be the first round as well for the next tour. So, yeah, which we will have spots we're looking at in October and November at the moment. Not sure how many, maybe more. So that's a good possibility. Yeah, because they're liking what's happening over here, and the numbers, and let alone the averages they're probably seeing are getting up there. But it's all about getting players like Ray over, or Mel, Jeremy, Robbie, any of the guys who are up there, getting them over there to play that quality of field, quality venue, quality money, obviously too. With well, I know we've confirmed already on the flyer, so I know I can say that with the day rate is you're guaranteed around, I think it's £1,250 alone to just show up and play the 5 days.
That's on top of the $2,000 that ADC are giving away for your flights.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Correct. Plus, if you win an event, obviously that's all prize money to it. If you win the last day at Pine, because it's 1,300 each day Australian to the winner. There's 4 events, 2 on Saturday, 1 Friday, one Sunday. Basically, I think it's just great opportunity. Like the more we can get people over there playing like Ray has, proven we can do it. We got the players here to do it, and yeah, it's hyped them up. Like, people are very interested. We're possibly looking at offering some online nominations, I think, because we're looking at quite large numbers, I think, in Brisbane, and yeah, so I think it might be in the next week or so we will see a lot of interest. I've had a lot of people message regarding pre-nominating and pre-everything.
Yeah. So we were talking about, what can we do to pump it up originally to try and get numbers at Pine, and now it's sort of almost the opposite. You're almost panicking about, are we going to be able to fit everybody in, or is everybody that wants to nominate going to be able to nominate, I suppose?
Yeah, look, I think it's going to be fine. I think it's like we've hosted events similar and got to the sort of 112 to 120 something odd before.
Yep.
And we've got a lot of boards there, so we can definitely pump through the games. We're not all going to be on a short amount of boards. We'll be able to spread out over 16 to 32. We've got 39 boards hung, so that won't be a problem.
And
just keeping the quality there, I suppose, just trying to mimic as much as we can as overseas. They're the ones who know what they're doing, so we need to try and get our players ready to head over.
Speaking of Pine, it's undergone a bit of a birthday, turned a bit of bad luck into a awesome thing for the venue with big rejuvenation there. See, it's all decked out, brand new, thanks to Bailey Carpentry, one of our sponsors on Dartstream Live. Yeah,
they done all their boys were there, and other contractors, obviously, ADC players, a couple of misfitters, and like Matty Mullen, Josh Kime, Chris Crabb's doing the air cons, and all different trades here and there and everywhere. It's been good to have the Dart community do it too. It's been they do those extra bits which are they're going to see every week when they play there every week. So they I'm sure they always do perfect work, but they're very finicky when they're in that Dart hall working.
Oh, of course, all their mates are going to be looking at it and bagging them out if it's no good. So, you want it to be good.
Yeah, that's right.
Rightio, just a bit of a Team Misfits promo going here. And what's the future hold for Ray Smith? What's the plans? I know you're keen to mainly hit the overseas, but what's coming up?
Not a lot at the moment. Renovating, so trying to get my house up and running or up to scratch, so I can sort of get that burden off me at the moment, because it sort of played with me a fair bit over in the UK. So I've got to ice that problem before I start doing anything substantial. But I'm going to start working up to the Australian Open again very, very soon. So,
you qualified for Lakeside, didn't you? Well, you've already qualified, haven't you? Are you going to go and compete in that?
Yeah.
And is there a chance while you're over there you'll get another invite to another Super Series week?
I hope so. I've given them the dates that I'll be over there, because they asked me to go back in April. But as I said, I've got to get the house sorted out first.
That's the beauty of these Super Series. It's not just a once a year thing. They've got my darts down under. I don't know if you can see that there. Little clip there that Mickey Brock gave me. Stuck to the magnet on my microphone. So I wonder what happened there. It felt like somebody grabbed my shirt, but grabbed me by the little titty. So the Super Series events are happening one after the other, followed by, after a number of series, they have these Champions Week with a massive prize pot, £20,000, which Ray Smith brought back to Australia. Thank you. And so these things are going on. So there's always an opportunity to, perhaps sync that in with something else that you're doing over there, and particularly with the cost of airfares and the time it takes to get over to the UK and all that. It is a fantastic opportunity for Australians, and plus having those qualifying spots, 2 out of the ADC coming up next month. Is there more spots up for grabs each ADC tour, Greg?
Yeah, there is. Touching back on what you just said too, because basically, say if Bailey won the spot and he went over, he would play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If he topped it, he'd go straight through the finals. If he didn't top it, he'd go through the next 2 groups and play on. And as long as he doesn't win on the first week, it's actually a double invite. So he will become a Group B or Group C player, and then he will play the second week as well. So you'll have a double chance. So you could literally really come runner-up and then win the next one if you want to think of it that way. That same day rate is there for all times you're playing. And plus, like Ray said, if you do top the group and go through, you get paid for the days you don't play, for example, from Group A.
Yeah, cool. That it sounds like it's a different approach, and it sounds like it's going to work really well for Kiwis and Aussies.
I think the main plan that they had was, because it's obviously such a big expense for someone to head over there, let alone time it takes. When we've gone over for the Worlds, and Ray's been over many times in the last few years, it takes 30 hours on a good run. So to go over there and actually not have to do it, you can go over there and spend 2 weeks. Know that you're getting money, like you're going to be taking holidays from your job, or you might be taking unpaid leave, so you got income coming in. It's all confirmed, and then you're playing for extra, really. Yeah,
absolutely. Hey, I just having such a great chat. I forgot all about the fact that we've got a Facebook audience here watching as well, and as well as YouTube. Clifton Beauchamp is checking us out from, I'm pretty sure he's Geraldton boy. Ayumi, Bailey Jacobs, Mitchell Beswick, Tash Cumming jumped in the comments. So excited for this, can't wait. Jacob Scuzidio, something like that. And Charmaine Hogg all there, as well as Declan Bailey. How you going, mate? Good to have you all along. Anyone got any questions for Greg or for Ray? Hit us up in the comments and I'll ask them. Or you can ask them directly, however you want to do it. But we have, if you've just tuned in, Greg Walsh, Team Misfits, Raymond Smith, also Team Misfits, and winner of the Modus Champions Week Super Series, and bringing home the big bucks for Australia, as well as a massive run in the World Champs last year. Is that a plan for this year as well, Ray, to get to the PDC World Champs, or you're doing Lakeside and Modus?
There isn't an avenue for me at the moment for the PDC. So there was a little bit of a plan to have a run at Lakeside. If I do well at Lakeside, then go on to Q School and have a crack at that. But unfortunately, there's a few things that needs to happen first. So,
but I guess if you're going to go to Q School, there's no point in doing it unless you're prepared to move to the UK. Am I right? Or
you're spot on. So but there is a plan there. So there's a few things that that I learned about myself and my game while I was last in the UK that I think I can unlock that next level. So I want to put a little bit of time to figuring it out. And when I was doing it, I was considering the option of potentially staying over there for 3 months, and then making 2 or 3 trips a year. But look, Belinda came with me to the UK last year. Wasn't overly a fan, but when we sat down and had the discussion, it said it's something that could be on. So it's not it's not out of the equation. It's definitely on the card.
That was Kyle's plan towards the end. I know it didn't all work out for him as he would have liked. Obviously, it didn't work out for anyone as it turned out. But he was hoping that he could sort of 6 months in Australia, 6 months over there, or 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months kind of thing. Go and pick up a bit of the tour and do it that way and spend a bit more time at home. But I suppose with assuming we are pandemic free and not locked down, that travel does become an option, particularly if you can pick up airfares in prizes. You know what I mean? Like, for example, what the ADC are doing with the trips to the Motor Super Series. If you're over there for that and that coincides with something else, then you've got that ticket paid.
Yeah, and it gave me the option to keep working as well. So, I mean, that was one of the biggest concerns I had if I did make a move over to the UK. Is I'm one of those freaks that have to work. If I'm not working, then I'll probably go mental. So, it opens up that option as well. So.
I'm the same. Yeah, I've got to go and do some work, or I'm not right in the head. John Kiley says, get some Kilkenny for Pine. So obviously JK is heading over to Pine with Bailey Marsh.
He's requested that. Yep, I'll make that happen. That's fine.
He's probably going to chuck a dart as well. I don't know.
Oh, good.
Tash Cumming in the comments, #RebFits. And Philip Kime is checking out the stream. Go, Philip. Imagine he is.
Philip was another guy that worked at Pine that spent a lot of time there. Yeah, with Josh and Maddie under Bailey Carpentry. So, yeah.
Cool.
Good player, just quietly.
Sorry?
What was that?
Very good player, just quietly.
Yes, I know. Yeah, he was. He needs to come back, we were telling him.
Is he Josh's dad, or...?
He'll hate that we're talking about him.
Is Phil Josh's dad?
Brother.
No, brother. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look, I'm not looking at him. I'm looking at a name on a bloody phone. Just when you were talking about was a good player, I thought maybe he was another generation.
No, he just doesn't play at the moment. That's all. We were trying to convince him to come back.
Jacob. Look, I'll murder his name. I'm going to try and get it right. Shudio. Jacob Shudio says, surely we'll hit up Gina from some sponsorship money to cover airfares for a 10-year period. Great idea. Lavinia Hoggs checked in. Beck Pinder as well. G'day, Beck. And look, hey, Jacob, why don't you hit up Gina on our behalf, see what we can do, see what you can organise for us.
Yep. She pulled out of the netball, so maybe.
Well, we're not gonna stand back on our moral high ground and turn back $10 million, are we? No. Darts will not do it. We'll take your money, Gina, and we'll put it to good use.
I'm very pro mining.
That's it. Just wanted to go back to Guru. You did say you were talking to, what was that, young Mackenzie there in the UK, and it's one thing that they did. Nicholson was bashing on about it in the commentary about how you love to mentor and advise young players and that sort of thing. And maybe some of it is working, some of it's rubbing off, because young Kai won at South Australia on the weekend, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a win at the gold event down in SA. Pretty quality field too, just quietly. And
so, what does that qualify? What do you get? What does he get out of that? Does that lead to anything, or is it just a money win? Or
I thought it was just a money win, but they were saying that a gold event gets him entry into Lakeside next year.
Well, so how about that? Father and son PDC world champs 1 year. Father and son Lakeside the next year. Is it, have I got that right?
It's not the same year, maybe?
No. So I'm going to have to find
win one.
Hopefully, I'll ping a gold event.
Just win Lakeside and you'll come back.
Yeah. like that plan. Yeah, I mean, I've got the Australian Open as well, so I could probably get that. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of sort of a mixed bag at the moment, because I think I was ranked 9 on the BDO rankings at one stage there, after the Australian Open, and yeah, I think I come in at like 22 or something now, and I'm not sure how it all works. And yeah, I've been trying to figure out whether or not it's worth playing Opens this year to accumulate points, but I think they're in that bridging period at the moment where everything's kind of sort of all over the shop. But yeah, I'm not sure how it'll work.
So Ray, we see you. We watch you play on the big stage over there in the UK, and the Super Series is a big stage, ladies and gents. It's a purpose-built dart TV studio, if you like, so that the players they have that whole environment, not necessarily a full auditorium full of people, but all the cameras and the shizzle and all the works, and that same vibe is there. You definitely seem to play way better on the big stage and in that environment than what you do just on floor events with all the placky that goes on at regular events. Is it something that helps you elevate your darts to another level, playing better players, or is it the environment, or what is it?
Yeah, it's conditions. The conditions are perfect to play in. So if you get perfect conditions, you can like. I remember the first one I played. I was filthy because I think I only hit 200 averages for the week, and the environment was perfect. So, I'm trying to figure out how I could improve. And I think when I went over there, the last one, I hit a couple of 109s. But it comes down to conditions. Everything there is perfect. There's no.
I suppose conversely, we see a lot of Aussies and New Zealanders go over, and that we're used to seeing them hit built-in 100 averages, and we don't see it there.
No. So it's, I don't know. I'm probably built a little bit different. What I need to thrive is a little bit different to what they do. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Stages is a completely different game. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, we don't get anywhere near enough exposure on it. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel pretty comfortable on stage.
Yeah, you look comfortable. You don't look like anyone's bossing you out of your position. Although what happened with that. There's one game there, I can't remember who you were playing, and he was getting mighty pissed off at something you were doing. I watched it a couple of times, went back to try and figure out, we couldn't tell what was going on. Were you farting as you walked past him, or?
Oh, no, he said I was playing with something in my pocket. There was nothing in my pocket. Like, I normally have a heat bag, but I didn't have a heat bag in there, because it was pretty cold during the week.
Just a couple of brass nuts. The thing that I did think perhaps was rattling your darts, maybe rolling your darts in your fingers. Maybe it was that.
No, I was very, very conscious of it. So you'll see me I'm actually because I like to put my darts in a certain order. It's an OCD thing. But even then, I was moving them very, very carefully as not to make any noise.
Did he say anything to you after the game?
Yeah. Oh, no.
What happened?
He didn't get a word in. He was very, very clear of my thoughts on the scenario.
Yeah, right. Yeah, interesting.
I think it was just one of those things because it was a fairly, it was just a fairly tough week. Like, Justin's is a quality player. I've seen some of his games on stream, and he's an absolute gun player. He just wasn't having a good week, and I think it just got to 3 days of frustration, and he was having a good game and all that. And I think probably just getting a little bit edgy and all that sort of stuff. And I don't know. I don't know what the.
Oh, there wasn't many second chances. There was a lot of. He won that game, didn't he?
Oh, he caned me. Absolutely flogged me.
He's still getting shitty about it. Damn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Shout out to a few other fans that jumped in Facebook. Joe Comito, Bobby Bennett, Jeremy Fagg, G'day Jezzo, Ash O'Reilly, Fred Fagg's on there as well. And Jacob says, be careful what you wish for. I'll inquire with Twiggy too. Have to head out. Appreciate the broadcast. Thanks very much. Josh Kime and Matty Mullen have jumped in as well. G'day, fellas.
There you go.
Have you all along. Anyone got any questions for either Ray or Greg? Hit us up in the comments there, and I'll ask them. Colin Edwards has just jumped in from South Australia. G'day, Cole. And yeah, I'm just about out of questions, but it was awesome to watch it, and when particularly that final, got up first thing in the morning to check it out, and to have you come through and win was just absolutely made a most drunken day at our house. It was fantastic. We were yee-hawing and celebrating, and I think it's just an Australian thing more as much as anything. I mean, obviously I know who you are. We've met, but the fact that someone from Australia can go over there and pick up £20,000 on a week, over a week, and you don't have to win every bloody game. There was times when you weren't fantastic.
Yeah, and Friday I had a howler. I think I only won one game on the Friday, and even then it was a tight one, but scraped through in third spot. And then finals day, played well to start, had a bad second game, and then picked it up from there.
John Kiley in the comments, could you ask Ray if you got new darts made for you, would you put down your old darts and just use your new ones, or practice with new and play with old?
I wouldn't change my darts unless I got a 2-month period.
Unless you got a what, sorry?
A 2-month break. So I used to drop my darts. Like if I was changing the set, I'd change over December, January when there was nothing on.
Yeah, yep.
Haven't had that opportunity for a while.
And so when you change over those, so if you had, so if a sponsor made some darts for you, would you if you had that break, that 2-month period to play them in, would you play exclusively with the new ones?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Another question from DSL page, not sure it's one of our guys. As a player, what are the top 3 things to work on to improve your game and compete at world level?
Good one. Breathing, counting, and situational awareness.
Situational awareness. Explain, mate.
In some instances, like the game I played against Carl Sedlacek this year, I lost count of the legs. So. I sort of blinked and I was 2 sets down. So I was just trying to get into a groove, and I was playing in a groove, and I thought that I was starting to come good. But I spent more time trying to get comfortable than I did getting focused.
So you mean as in where you're up to in the game, the importance of critical legs,
not just that, but those little mental breaks as well, because as I said, I blinked and 2 sets were gone.
Yep.
Normally I've got a routine where every second leg I'll take a little bit of a pause, catch my breath, sip on some water, and just reset, refocus, because there's a lot of drain on the mental game. So if you let it drain you mentally too much, and you start to get exhausted, then you'll start to get physically exhausted as well. So
yep.
You're trying to keep a lid on things and keep everything, keep control of everything. It's a very, very different game again, which is probably why I get away with doing what I do. To play the 1%ers a little bit better.
Good point. Robbie King's jumped in. Luke Gray, Ryan Ramsey, Denham Graham. Bailey Jacobs says, Pine's looking amazing. Bring on March. Bailey's getting around a bit for a young player these days, and picking up a few scalps. Good to see. Last chance, questions for Ray or for Greg? Hit us up in the comments there. We're going to take a short little break, give you a chance to think of something.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Kermit the Frog.
With our very special guest,
Ben Hunter.
Okay, go on the Muppets. Sounds pretty exciting.
It's time to get the darts out. Recap and feel alive. It's time to meet players on Carpentry Live. It's time to hit the dartboard, ramp up to overdrive. It's time to make the pink bits on Dartstream Live.
Why do we always come here? I guess we'll never know. It's like a kind of torture to have to watch the show.
I always dreamed we'd be back here.
Dreams? Those were nightmares. It's time to get things started.
Fighting parity, jocularity, and hilarity, and vulgarity. This is what we call Dartstream Live.
And we do have a question coming. It's a good one too for Greg Walsh, Team Misfits. Greg, as a team boss, how do you get across each player's needs, their personalities, and how they interact with others to ensure you can create the right environment for each of the above team to thrive and give best performance?
That is a good question, and it's a tricky task. As much as we're all mates, everyone's very different too. Everyone from Ray to Robbie to Benny, Rob, and everyone's got different personalities, and everyone works each other out between themselves. I wouldn't say I'm involved in that a lot. The boys work each other out. They're not idiots. They're with each other a lot in dart halls and then in the hotel rooms and out for dinners and stuff like that. So we all know what support certain players want, because some people want a lot of noise. Some people sort of just want you there supporting softly. And some people cope differently. So I think it's more the boys figure all that out. There's some players are very quiet, and yes, we've got a bit of a spread of players. It's good. We've got some really live ones and some quite introvert guys that keep to themselves. And it's a good mixture. That's why I suppose it's called the Misfits.
And it's a big team as well. There's you probably got the biggest outfit in the country of players, and a lot of them travel, and that's a lot of money every time that you have to dig in your pocket to send players across. I know you brought, I think, 20 odd players across to Western Australia for the ADC events at Belmont across here, and good on you for doing it. And obviously, even with the top prize money on offer, you battle to reap back what you pump into it in that situation, right?
No, it's not about that. It's about opportunity for the players, really. It's not so much as if they don't make it off their boards, it's no problem. Like, they're never going to hear anything negative from me as long as they're just putting in the effort. That's all that's required. It's nothing. There's no pressure. I know that. Don't get me wrong. A lot of them do feel pressure. You see it in them, but they don't need to, and I can't say it enough that they don't need to. Ray was the same. Ray was the first misfitter for years and years and years ago. It was just me and him traveling around, and then we added a few extras like Bubba and then Robbie and a few of the boys, and then we slowly grew, but Damo and whatnot. But yeah, everyone contributes back anyway, and if they don't, they don't. As long as they're putting in the effort and giving themselves the best opportunity, that's all I can ask for. The rest is up to them.
Leon Butt jumps in and says, what a legend this guy is. John Kiley wants tips for a greener lawn.
Don't look at mine at the moment.
Yeah, or mine. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Rightio, look, it's been a real pleasure to have you. Congratulations, Ray, on that win over there. And it's a relatively new concept, the Super Series, and to come out of Champions Week £20,000 richer is awesome. And look, it's not just about the money; it's about taking that title. And it's I think these titles are going to become more and more coveted as Well, look, they've already got a top field of players competing, and they're always grabbing players from wherever they can to complete that lineup. But no easy games, and it's great to watch. It's a real spectacle. The quality of the production is first class, and to see you up there at the top of the heap was great for Australia. Greg, thanks for setting all that up and been a massive part of darts in Australia and what you're doing for ADC. Before we go, it will be remiss of me not to ask Ray to thank a few sponsors.
Yeah, as always, thanks to Greg for everything. I'd still be a league player if it wasn't for Greg giving me an opportunity in 2015. So, yeah, shot for all the supply with the darts. And Connex for their help last year, and as always, Bullseye, because every time I want to go down there and tinker with my kit, I can go there and I'll spend a good 2 or 3 hours in there mucking around with my stuff and different darts and all that sort of stuff. They've been a massive help, so thanks to Bullseye as well.
Awesome. Greg, shout-outs. Obviously, from us to you, Greg, Mining Electrical Services, thanks for your help from Dartstream Live. And everything else that you've done through Misfits and ADC as well. But have you got any shout-outs, mate?
Not really. Probably you guys. You guys have stepped in to make the product for the players look so much better. People can watch it wherever they want. And obviously, back to ADC UK, Windmill have been amazing to deal with. They're nothing but professional outfit that just looking to keep progressing too, so there's more to come there. But Doug's obviously he's the other half that helps. There's lots of other people, obviously, Eskimo, Declan, and everyone, yourself, of course, yourself. There's lots of people in the background that do lots of work, and we can't thank them enough, I suppose. There's no gain for us. It all just goes to the players, so it's just giving an opportunity. It's just another opportunity. It's not dividing. It's not any of that. It's just, we're just trying to fine tune it. We're only 2 weekends in, so hopefully we can just progress and keep getting better and better. That's the plan anyway.
Look, I'm going to do some thank yous as well while we're doing it, because we got some great sponsors at Dartstream Live. Mining Electrical Services, Greg, I've already mentioned, but Aussie Dart Supplies Online, Brent Kenny, neighbour of mine, and they provide great service, online dart products. Get amongst that. And a friend of ours that's been with us from the start, Lynx Property Group, Leon Butt. He's probably watching right now. Great guy, right into his darts. He's was a pretty average dart player, picked himself up to sort of mid-60s player, probably better than me these days. And good bloke, and does a lot for everyone around the place. Bailey Carpentry Services. So James,
all the best to James over in the DPNZ.
He's playing DPNZ this weekend, and not only a top player, but a great supporter of darts. Also sponsoring Darts Down Under, I believe, at the moment, and sponsored us the whole way through. And he's always very giving, always offering lend a hand and chips in.
That's one person I forgot. There's Brocky and Stu, and the work they do promoting too. Forgot all about that. He's basically a part of the furniture now, Brocky. He's been amazing running around, talking to everyone and just helping out in general. He does a great job. I don't know how they do it. It's in their genes, because it rolls off the tongue for Brocky, and he's so good at what he does.
Absolutely. Another Queenslander right into his darts. Get Plastered Rendering. And Matt Mullen mentioned Mining Electrical Solutions. Did I? Did I say services?
It doesn't matter.
Man, I always fuck it up. I don't know what. Okay. But thanks for the correction there, mate. Matt Mullen says, Greg, bring on Pine. Somebody's asked, can we have a look at Greg's lawnmowers? I don't know if they're in the right. I don't know if we're in the right shed for
They're
that.
not in my shed. Yeah, they're outside.
Yeah, no, it's a no. Negatory.
I can send you a pic. They're outside in the dark.
No worries. So I think we've got it all covered off there. Thanks heaps, gents, for joining us. Our special guests, Greg Walsh and Raymond Smith, here on Dartstream Live. I've been Ben Hunter. You guys have been awesome. Thanks, gents.
Thanks, mate.
Right, I can get back. Oh, I'll come back.
This is Dartstream Live.